Welcome back to another episode of Hot Takes, where I take your bad opinions, give my even worse, uneducated opinion to it, and we fight down in the comments. Yeah, let's get into it. As always, I want to urge you guys to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below so that I can cry tonight, as there's not enough mean comments, and yeah, my ego's getting a little too high. First up, film photographers label mid-work as bangers solely because it was shot on film. Okay, yeah, I don't think that this is a super hot take, to be honest. I think a lot of people share this opinion. Just because it's shot on film doesn't mean a bad photo is automatically better, and just because the process is like marginally more difficult, again, doesn't mean the photos are any good. They still have to be good photos for it to be good shot on film. If I take a photo of my turd on film, does it make it a good photo? The photography community should still shun Cinestill and not so quickly forget about their shenanigans. Yeah, for what it's worth, I haven't bought any film from Cinestill since the debacle and don't really plan on to. Sharpness is overrated. Honestly, yeah, I agree with this. In most cases, people are shooting stuff for social media, so you don't really need the craziest or sharpest lenses. In fact, I think the feeling of a photo is much more important, hence the slow shutter wedding photography that's gotten really popular in the last couple years. It's not necessarily about the fine details, but rather the emotion that an image can evoke, and, well, yeah, not everything needs to be tack sharp. Flatbed scanners ain't that bad. Okay, yeah, flatbed scanners, if you're scanning medium format or large format exclusively, honestly, yeah, I'd say are underrated and probably get an unjustified amount of hate. But man, using a flatbed to scan 35, which I'm assuming the majority of people who are shooting film, that's what they're shooting, is not an experience that I would suggest to the faint-hearted, I guess. Okay, just kidding. It's not that bad. It's definitely a slog and a very arduous process to an already fairly large barrier entry hobby, so I definitely would not suggest it. Going from 10 photos on medium format to 36 on 35mm on a much smaller, much flimsier, but longer roll is a pain. Honestly, I hated scanning my 35mm on a flatbed, and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. There's no point in shooting portrait stocks if you have access to get Kodak Vision. Yeah, honestly, I think I can get down with this too. I think Vision 3 and Kodak Gold on medium format is like Portra, probably like 80% of Portra for like half the price almost. It's great for landscapes and lifestyles with a wide dynamic range and has true to life colors and skin tones, making it truly great for any occasion, much like Portra. For many countries outside of the US, Vision 3 is much cheaper than Portra, so yeah, I honestly agree with this. Unless you're doing a professional shoot, an agency is paying for it, or you really need every photo to be precisely similar in the color tones, then I can see going for the professional film stock, but honestly, I think Vision 3 is close enough. Lomochrome Purple is a good film stock if used right. Definitely. But to be honest, any film stock when used right is a good film stock, right? However, how many circumstances does Lomochrome Purple have to be great? It's not super flexible and doesn't allow for a wide variety of subjects. And for the most part, it needs to be shot in fairly lush green environments, which is fine. But to rip a whole roll of 36 exposures or even shoot a medium format roll of it, I don't know. That gets kind of tough for me. Maybe on medium format with only being 15 to 10 photos, but 36, I think I would rather just shoot normal color or black and white film. But yeah, definitely when used right, in a cool location with a lot of lush green around you can make photos look super alien-like and cool, but I think those are a bit few and far between for my general use case with it. Content creators aren't always the best photographers. Conversely, photographers don't always make the best content creators. Oh yeah, definitely. Just look at me. But in all seriousness, being a content creator is a multifaceted job. There's so much more that goes into the back end that meets the eye, which honestly is similar to a lot of the landscape photography that I'm doing. There's so much, location scouting, driving, camping, etc. Much like with the videos, lots of research, scripting, editing, etc. A lot of long nights that are unglorified, but they make cool videos and I think you guys like them, so yeah. To be able to create entertaining videos that also have great photography in them has a lot of moving parts and takes a lot of different skills to grow a channel, honestly. But with that being said, the guys at the top have big channels for a reason. Willem Verbeek and Jason from Grainy Days have all those subscribers because they truly are both amazing content creators and photographers, which does not come overnight but takes years of grinding and diligence to get to. Especially with this niche of videos where you have film processing times and whatnot to manage. It's definitely a lot, but it's so fun, and I definitely encourage you to create just one video for YouTube, but also for yourself. I think it'll give you a new sense of appreciation for your favorite content creators. 645 is a fantastic format and is more than enough. More than enough for what? social media and your own keepsake, then yeah, certainly. Now, if you want to make giant prints for your house, then I would make the jump to 6x7, honestly. But this is a trending topic within the film space, it seems. For a majority of people who are not printing their work, which they definitely should be, as printing feels like the final action that truly brings analog photography full circle, and you'll learn as much from that process as any other one in film photography. But for the majority of people, they're just posting to social media, and honestly, a 110 camera, let alone a 35mm, or like the 645 would be plenty. But yes, I do think 645 is like the perfect medium ground to get into medium format. I think it allows you to start seeing larger resolutions, scenes that are more medium format oriented, and start printing your work on larger scale, which again, I think is all really good stuff for photographers. When I started with medium format, it was on a Mamiya 645, which I loved, and honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I might have to grab another one here soon. People in this hobby are addicted to spending thousands of dollars on medium format cameras, razor sharp lenses, and fancy scanning setups, all for the end result of their published work to just be a compressed JPEG shared to Instagram that will only be viewed on someone's 5-inch phone screen. I've darkroom printed 6x7 and 35mm negatives of the same landscape shot near me on 16x20 paper, and I needed a magnifying lens to see the difference in grain/resolution. Yeah, well, what a timely take. But yeah, I really don't recommend spending thousands of dollars and going all in on medium format, buying like a Mamiya 7 or something, if you really don't plan on printing your work on bigger scales, you know, like we have this print in the back here. Like what this guy said, and I alluded to earlier, if you're just shooting for social media and your own keepsake, just get a fun to shoot and high quality 35mm camera and let her rip. Or don't let me or a stranger online tell you how to spend your money or time, and keep her moving, bud. No point and shoot camera is worth it. Your phone's camera is more reliable and capable. I genuinely disagree with this one. Point and shoots can add a whole new perspective to your work, allowing you to bring a camera in places you otherwise couldn't, and allowing you to quickly snap a photo that would have been otherwise impossible to take without the point and shoot or a rangefinder style camera. I don't know, I love having a point and shoot. While it rarely is like my main primary camera, I think it ends up being a great secondary camera when I'm either shooting with my Nikon or my Mamiya 7. It allows me to hand it to someone and they don't have to think about taking a photo. They're fairly pocketable, so I can take it as a B or even C cam and just unapologetically take photos on them. I think they're super fun, and I found a good workflow and use case for them, so yeah, I dig them. I don't like Phoenix 2 very much, and you know, I think that's okay. The film is definitely a bit more experimental and saturated, and nobody is demanding everyone purchase every new film under the sun, which is what I'm here for. I love being able to showcase these new films to you guys and hopefully give you guys an informed decision on if you want to buy it or not. But I will say, we can live in a world where you cannot like a film stock and not shit on it online. Harman is doing the unthinkable with bringing a new film stock in 2025 and could use all the support. When I see people dogging it unnecessarily, I get sort of bummed. Everyone is clamoring for new film stocks and cameras, but then the moment we get them, if they're not perfect, we're all pissed off. I don't know, let's just be glad we're getting a new film stock and not trash talk the company and keep some positivity even if we don't love the emulsion. And I don't mean to be talking to you specifically, Jugglesberry. It just seems like in this niche we have a lot of keyboard warriors that love anonymously shit talking while having nothing on their page to show. Ask me how I know. Shooting black and white is pointless other than it being cheaper. People just modify it in post anyways, so just shoot color and flip it to black and white if you want. I would rather have the full color at my disposal. Again, I disagree here. This is sort of the same mindset as why shoot film if I can just shoot with film presets. Which, sure, but I feel like you're missing out on the whole point. The same limitations you get with film is similar to the limitations with black and white. Instead of just defaulting to turning a photo to black and white to, quote, save it, if you go into taking photos with the knowledge it'll be black and white, I bet you'll learn a lot and concentrate much more on perfect composition and textures rather than just shooting whatever looks good with pretty colors. I don't know, shoot some black and white street photos, landscapes, or portraits, and I think you may have a newfound appreciation for the legacied medium. Unless you're aiming for something very specific and special, film stock isn't nearly as important as people act like it is. Especially if you're editing in Lightroom. I shoot on common Fuji 400 almost all the time and I've taken plenty of beautiful images. Stop worrying about spending a bunch of money on pricey film stock and just get out and shoot. Yes, I agree with this big time, especially many of the baseline films from Kodak or Fuji. It's all relatively similar and only gives slight color variations in the grand scheme of things. Plus, the lab tech is already making creative changes to your film while processing, and many people are editing their photos in Lightroom or on their phones too. So yeah, like this guy said, stop getting wrapped up in the film and just get out and shoot. Otherwise, yeah, that wraps it up for all of the hot takes I have. Definitely let me know down in the comments which ones you agree with and which ones you totally agree with, and we can get our pitchforks and send them out of our film community altogether. Just kidding, any hot film photography take is welcome here unless you're shitting on Pro 400H, then gotta dodge. Otherwise, yeah, leave me another hot take below and maybe you'll make the next episode. Otherwise, till the next one, stay safe, stay shooting, guys. Adios.